4th champion in Clash Royale. He ramps up in damage exactly like an Inferno Dragon. It goes a little bit, then a lot of damage. Pretty much the same DPS as an Inferno Dragon. It ramps up, and then it deals medium damage, then just destroys the tower. And also, it's a little bit tankier. Oh, they're gonna counter you with a P.E.K.K.A.? He can swap lanes and leave a bomb that deals over 300 damage. So much damage to that tower. The bomb does have a 3-second deploy. His bomb hits air, but his actual attack doesn't, so he's gonna walk past the Inferno Dragon. He's got a little bit more health than a bowler and the same move speed as a knight, Valkyrie, musketeer, so pairs really well with the Valkyrie. Big tanky units are gonna get wrecked by him, but it takes 3 ticks, 1.2 seconds to kill a skeleton. The ramp up damage does take a little while, just under 4 seconds until he reaches max damage. Real skeletons counter him really well because it takes 3 ticks, 1.2 seconds, but the Skeleton King technically summons clone skeletons, so he can kind of take those out no problem. He actually wins that interaction, which kind of makes sense. You could put skeletons on top, and he's going to have a bit of trouble taking them out, but he does have 2400 health, so he's still going to connect to the tower. He's going to ramp up to maximum damage and just destroy the princess. You're definitely going to want to kite him with the skeletons, pull him into the middle. That way, when he does connect to the princess tower, it's not going to completely take her out. Honestly, if you see skeletons, I would just lane swap, and it's going to deal that sweet, sweet damage. 1000 damage per second. Oh my word. It's an interesting mechanic. He'll dig the equal distance to the other lane. So if he's in the center tile, he's going to dig 1 tile into the other lane. But it is technically a lane swap, so that's pretty neat. You could technically place him in the pocket, dig into the princess tower, and that is going to completely take her out if your opponent's not suspecting it. That's pretty satisfying. So we know that skeleton army is going to wreck him. Unless he lane swaps. He's just going to connect to the tower. It's going to decimate it. Oh my goodness. Never gets old. The proper way to counter him with Skarmy is putting them in the center. That way, even if he tries to lane swap, he's going to get surrounded by skeletons from that split. He doesn't attack air. So if they don't have zap and rotation, bats are going to completely stop him. Pretty much completely. Just like with any other single target units, you definitely want to put spear goblins in the other side. You really only need 2 spear goblins for that. Archers pretty much work the same way. When you kind of stagger them a little bit, there's no way that he's going to be able to take out the other archer. That 1 hit doesn't even ding the archer. Archer's still going to get 1 hit on the tower from that split. You could bomb into the other lane, but he's still going to die regardless. For 2 elixir to take out that 1 archer, I don't know if that's worth it. He does have 2400 health, so he can actually tank Sparky and take her out. Ice Golem's going to be one of the better counters towards him just because it's going to kite him into the other lane. And there's nothing you can do about it. You lane swap? That didn't do anything. He's still getting kited by the golem. And he's still going. Legend says he's still getting kited. Fisherman's a pretty decent counter too. Just because you can't really lane swap. And that's not worth the 2 elixir just to deal that 300 damage to that fisherman. He's so good at taking care of tanks like the giant. Not even close. There's no chance. He does get countered by the bowler. His ramp up damage actually gets canceled every time he gets knocked back. But come on, if there's a bowler in that lane, you're just going to dig into the other lane anyways and just ignore that counter. It's only an issue when they put bowler in the center. Activating your ability does nothing against the bowler. Nothing. Bowler is a solid hard counter towards the miner. He's going to completely destroy the golem before it can connect to the tower, just like Inferno Dragon can take care of golem. It's when you have a bowler fisherman. That's when he can't do anything. Oh, sweet golem. Another hard counter is going to be Electro Wizard. Just like how Electro Wizard can take care of an Inferno Dragon. He's only going to deal 40 damage every few seconds. Inferno Dragon's going to stop him from ramping up too. But it's not going to stop him from lane swapping. So that isn't quite the absolute counter. Oh my goodness, the entire tower is taken down. Electro Giant hilariously counters him really well. It just interrupts his attack, and then he just ends up killing himself. So you definitely want to lane swap away from the Electro Giant in the future. That is, of course, unless they use the Electro Giant to kite, then the digging feature's not going to do anything. It's only going to make things worse. That is his worst nightmare, especially with the 7 elixir Electro Giant buff. Oh my goodness, there's nothing you can do about it unless you big brain play them and then lane swap away from the kiting. That's pretty nifty. He's going to connect to the tower and just destroy the princess. I love the strategy potential of this mighty miner. Buildings are going to be able to take care of him really, really well. They just deal so much damage. Even with the ability that's 2 elixir, it's not even worth it to just swap to the left side of the cannon. Just like Sparky, just like Inferno Dragon, if you're in a pinch, you can interrupt his ramp up damage with Fireball. It's going to knock him back. You could zap him. You could log him to knock him back just to interrupt that damage ramp. Tornado's gonna be decent. It'll interrupt his ramp up damage and buy you time to put units down. Is it worth it to activate the king? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh no. I'm about to lose my princess tower. If they have rocket coming or poison, you can just dig into the other lane and not deal with that poison damage. There's so much potential. Ramp up damage does reset from the Dark Prince's shield, so he's gonna have a bit of trouble with that, and he does not counter graveyard. Those skeletons take 3 hits to take out. That's just absurd. You would have better luck just leaving his bomb behind just so that he can address the bulk of the skeletons. There's no way he's gonna be able to drill the skeletons. Oh, his ability's back. Probably not worth it at half health though, just because his ramp up isn't gonna be more than a couple hundred damage. If there's a cluster of small units that are gonna counter him, you definitely want to lane swap. That bomb's gonna be able to take care of the zappies, and he's gonna be more of a threat on the left side. Split piglets, that's 6 elixir to defend against that. It's not the best, but if you're desperate, it's better than nothing. But can he take care of Mega Knight? That's actually not bad. Since Swarmies do counter him really, really well, having a Valkyrie to tank in front is a pretty decent idea. Now it's extra threatening. They're trying to defend with guards. Valkyrie's got his back there. Synergies on him are going to be Swarm Killers with Valkyrie, Mother Witch on there. And if you want to be really obnoxious, just swap lanes. And now you have a split push. Although guards counter him really, really well. He's still going to take 3 ticks to take out the shield and then 3 ticks to take out their health. He's barely going to be able to take out 1 guard. Lightning's not going to one-shot him, but it's an excellent counter because it knocks him back and resets his attack. If you want to get real fancy. So you can't react to a rocket that close. But if you have a prediction rocket, oh, that would be so satisfying. This is going to have crazy plays in CRL. Cards that generate a lot of swarm are just going to wreck him. Spear Goblins, there's no chance. They're going to spawn faster than he can kill them. Oh, there's the 3rd Spear Goblin. And then he locks onto the Goblin Hut. Against the Witch, she's just going to keep spawning infinite skeletons. And back up the support in there. Doesn't even touch her. He counters the skeleton really, really well. And then he can just lane swap. Forget that bomb. He's out of there. That's worth the 2 elixir. Almost takes out the tower. Big swarm troops like barbarians. Not a good idea to surround him. No matter what you do, most of the time it needs to be in the center. So if he lane swaps, he's just laning swap back to them. And then they don't even get hurt by the bomb. That's not worth using your 2 elixir when they plant things in the middle. It's a write-off. Walk away. You're not going to accomplish anything by activating his ability. Although, I'm kind of curious how well he can handle the Hog Rider. 1 hit. Only 1 hit. Don't put units on top of him. He's going to wreck the knight. He's still going to have enough health to walk towards your tower. Oh, that would be obnoxious if there was a lumberjack or a rage to synergize with him in this very moment. Knight does get wrecked by him, but at the very least, kiting him is going to deal more damage because it increases his walking path and he's not going to touch the tower. Putting down a knight in the front isn't going to accomplish anything and he's just going to dig into the other lane and then you're going to lose your princess tower entirely. Knight 1 tile in the other lane. That prevents everything and then they can't dig into the other lane. And that's a clean counter. Let's check out some real game interactions. I've got my Mighty Miner to counter his. I'm dipping. I'm not even going to deal with that mini P.E.K.K.A. And then he Mega Knight's in there. He could have canceled my Mighty Miner's damage if he used the Electro Spirit. Mighty Miner in the pocket. Into the other lane, dodging the mini P.E.K.K.A. That mini P.E.K.K.A. should have been a center plant. Then in this 2v2 match, Mighty Miner connects to the tower and then switches to the other lane and deals 700 damage. So good. Just his lane swap ability. Switches to the other lane after the Goblin Troll kites it and just completely takes out the tower. I changed my mind. He has a win condition. Here's an interesting one. The Mighty Miner's coming up on the right side. There's a P.E.K.K.A. Nope, nope. Get out of there. Lava Hound's tanking for the Mighty Miner and everything else. That was so value. And he counters the E-Barbs with it. Oh, that makes sense. The lane swap so the bomb explodes and knocks back the barbarians. That was actually really good. 6 for 6 and it's alive. Then we've got this one. Swaps into the other lane because that Mighty Miner would have countered him. So their Mighty Miner swaps lanes, but not before they take out the tower. Mighty Miner falls down. Swaps lanes. King Tower retargets into the Royal Ghost, dodges the bats, and completely takes out the left side as well. Card that can take out both Prince Towers. This is so fun. Bandit counters Mighty Miner. Oh. That Makes sense too. And of course, this wouldn't be a regular update if there wasn't a glitch. Just look at it go. The tower's not targeting the Mighty Miner. This completely takes out the King Tower, and it only had 1 hit left. Mighty Miner has the potential to deal a lot of damage, take out giants, take out golems, but at the same time, really easy to counter with bowler, knockback, zap, stuns, but can counter swarms, take out those skeletons and minions, swap to the other lane and take out. There's so much potential for counterplays and counterplays. I'm so excited for this.